The Intuit transaction was a little bit unique for us at WP Carey because we typically focus on long-term single-tenant opportunities, preferably 15 to 20 years. In this case, CPA 18, our public non-traded REIT fund, acquired this office building that's leased to Intuit in the Dallas submarket for 11 years with an earlier termination right. We acquired the facility from a company called Piedmont Realty Trust that we've worked with before, acquiring the Avnet facility last year. Piedmont, we have a great relationship with them, and they chose us because of our ability to execute in a timely fashion. The reason we are able to get comfortable with the shorter term lease is that we have a very strong asset in a thriving market that's leased to Intuit, and most importantly, our basis in the property is very attractive. So that was really the key to our underwriting. It was a build-to-suit for Intuit in 2001, and the facility houses the Lease Professional software. It is a core regional office for Intuit globally. The company, it was interesting when I toured the facility. They really made it their own. They have a basketball court, volleyball court, even a community garden. And what most impressed me is touring with the manager, how proud he was of the facility and some of the projects that they've done recently, including the landscaping. Over the past 3 years, Intuit has invested about $9 million of capital into upgrades in the facility, and even during our due diligence period, they requested some solar work to put panels on the roof and on the roof of the parking structure. So all of that demonstrated their commitment to the property. The quantitative is a little bit easier to underwrite, but the qualitative, the soft touch to understand really what's going on at the property is more and more important. In this case, we had both. We could see their commitment to the property, but we also felt very comfortable with the numbers, with our basis in the property. It's in Legacy Park, which is a suburb of Dallas to the north. And it's a thriving area. Our rent for this property is at $11.50 per square foot, where the market is in the $18 to $20 range. So what's interesting is that even if Intuit were to leave the property, which we don't foresee, our downside is very protected and may in fact be an upside. 11 years is a long time. What helped us in this situation, again, is that it was a build-to-suit for them. The way we observed the employees at the site, the discussions with the manager, to really get a feel that it does feel like it's their property. They made it their own. Legacy is a thriving market, and the location was critical to our analysis, particularly for the residual analysis. Dallas in general is the 4th largest MSA in the country and has been growing very rapidly. Legacy, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the history, but it was developed by Ross Perot in the early 80s when he moved the EDS headquarters there. And since then, it's really grown into a mixed-use town center. There's a lot of corporate headquarters and regional headquarters, including JCPenney, Ericsson, Frito-Lay, and there's some recent news that Toyota is actually moving their headquarters from California to Legacy, and that is a very big news for the market. It's 1.5 million square feet, over 4,000 employees, and they'll bring with them a lot of the suppliers. So there's a lot of activity and demand in the market. We see it as a very strong market currently. Now, Dallas, interestingly, has a history of development. So that's something that we had to take into consideration as well, what's to keep Intuit or someone from building a new facility. However, again, it comes back to the math, where we feel very confident and comfortable with our basis in the property. It would be difficult to recreate this building with the parking structure for the same price that we bought it for. The biggest challenge is winning it, because it's such a competitive market, and that's where I think our relationship, our reputation, our experience, and our pricing just came into play.